chair's dying fast. Celebrate good times. Yeah, pal. Yeah. It's a celebration. Yeah. Reunited, 2 million downloads, world excited, struck a match to the underground. And when the industry, we had reignited them, infidels. And that's right, it's the Monday Locker Room with Dr. Ted, RBV, with the whole HMG family as we clipped 2 million last night, July 12th, 2022. Million downloads at hackerhamin.podbean.com. There's no slowing us down. It's constant momentum, constant synergy, constant partnership, and good brotherhood here at hackerhamin.podbean.com, twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman, Hamin Media Group, stand up and reign supreme. YOLO! Yeah, man. Salute all my soldiers, everybody in the trenches, all my video producers, social media people, loyal listeners, community members, admins, hosts, guests, everybody uploading, all the people who come to see us in the ring, anybody who's been a supporter since WrestleZone days, and anybody out there who just needs a $5 face slap of free content, great truth, and the best wrestling punditry anywhere on the internet. Here at Hamin Media Group, I thank you all and salute you all for all your hard work here. Y'all appreciate you guys. Welcome to the Monday Locker Room. So fired up, so pumped up, and proud of everyone.
Yeah, it was cool. Yesterday, RBV sent out a message to both you and I, Ben, telling us, hey, it looks like we might be crossing the threshold on this episode. And no sooner as I pulled my phone out to say, hey, we'll see if it doesn't cross that threshold prior to it cross the threshold. And look at us now, 2 million strong. And I know I'm still fairly new to the family here, but I've been watching you grow back since the OVW days. And man, it's so cool to see everything that everybody from every host, producer, everyone that shares, tweets, likes, comments, everyone that's been helping this thing grow. And I have to say, it feels like really, truly, man, things are only getting started. I've lost a lot of brain cells over the years between the things I've done in the wrestling ring as well as the things I've done outside of the wrestling ring. But I'm looking forward to using what's left of my 2 million brain cells right here with the Hamin Media Group. And like I said, I think things are only just taking off, my friends. And I'm very proud of all of your hard work and
Thank you,
everything
Beast.
everyone's done.
Thank you, Beast. I love that it comes full circle.
Beast, I know it's just been recently since you officially joined the family, but, really, you've been a part of this almost from the get-go, the history that you and Ben have, really being there to lay the groundwork, to help him see this vision, get this thing going. And then Ben just giving the opportunity to so many individuals like myself. I remember when I got the phone call from Big Ray asking to set up a meeting with you to see if we could build something to bring Jargo and myself in. And then from there, we hit the ground running. It's just been an incredible ride for myself. The opportunities that I've been afforded just for being a part of the Hamin Media Group, just to get my voice out there about professional wrestling, if it's sports, if it's whatever the hell it is, just each week on this platform. But that's built that bridge as well where, I've crossed over, where I've got to go out and work the local indie shows here, where I've worked in the commentary booth, where I've a ring announcer. I've got to call matches for, some local indie legends, for former WWE superstars, for national names, international stars. I mean, spots that I never dreamed that I would be a part of, just 3.5, 4 years ago. And then to see how that's evolved me professionally. Now we're out back in broadcasting school. I'm getting those opportunities, getting paid for voiceover work. And that all started with the foundation here at HMG. And that's just personally, just for myself. And I know how much it's touched so many other individuals and the connections and really the brotherhood and family that it's built. And I think one of those moments that really stood out for me was to see so many people come together representing the HMG at the very first All In Chicago. That was one of the moments I'll always remember on this early ride, this adventure that we're on.
Yeah, man, everybody just carves out their own piece is what I wanted it to be. And what you're going to grow on that acre of farmland can be incredible, and where that spins out to from what Billy Ray Valentine has accomplished when he first hooked up with the PW Hustle to where he is now with David Icke's platform, as well as the Infinite Fringe. Just incredible work there. The Pro Wrestling Reflection was the show that went over 2 million. And I know that show specifically has an old school following, and they love that let's relive it again. You know, every show has its own little click, cult, and even to the new ones like Cage Theory blowing up and doing awesome things, where we've really been fortunate to have Blake Troop and John Hartnett, two professionals, you know, just like Man Beast and I, and now you getting to up your game, really giving something to punditry where it's not somebody from some goddamn clickbait site, you know, and we're not trying to sell ad space and popovers. We just want to provide great content. And from there, we know that will create other opportunities we can capitalize on later if we want to. It's about finding the tribe, and the best will always find each other. And it seems like with Russo brand crossover, new members, people go back from WrestleZone days all the way back to my start in OVW. Man, I'm just so thankful and fortunate to be and humbled to be like, wow, look at all this clicking right now. Like the right attitude, the right mindset, the right backers, and we don't just jump on things to jump on people. And if we got to pull back on things, we do that too, to respect people's wishes. So, you know, we're here. Everybody's going to shine brighter together. Absolutely. And there's no reason to not go for those next level jobs, whether it's you going to another company or there's spots at MLW. I told Ray, I go, bro, you need to get your sizzle reel and shit together. There's opportunities here, even based on speaking out movement of people getting shelved. They're looking for a crop of new people who, you know, need to fill those spots. And what Ray's done voiceover work wise, what you've done as well, there's no reason why those opportunities, you shouldn't be taking a shot at those now. Like it's a weird spot to cross out of when you're like, damn, I might actually have a real chance at getting one of these spots, and then that spot could lead to your WWE run, and you're only 2 or 3, you know, big steps away from going, what is this life that I'm living right now? And it's a crazy thing to see that possible light at the end of the tunnel, but know that everybody who's hearing this has that momentum behind them to reach that, whether it's Blake Troop getting into UFC and he needs the backing and the what have you, whether it's Hartnett starting his own thing and a whole team that's an ATT offshoot, whether it's Man Beast and what he's doing with physical therapy and marketing and everything he's capable of, whether it's Stevie Richards Fitness or the New Force Order, getting Papadon on The Mandalorian. All these things are absolutely within our grasp based on the momentum, the truth, and the dedication that we have to the things that we love. And it doesn't matter that, I mean, I would love the group to be 50 times bigger, because it could be than what it is. But the core group of people that are there is the foundation that you build off of. And the foundation is very strong here at HMG in only 3 years' time. It's unbelievable to me. Great job.
Absolutely. I think what makes us so unique and so special when you know, in comparison to, you know, even those top level brands, you know, as a, you know, not take away from, you know, I just them out there because they are a partner with those, like the Russo brand, you know, I think we are a little bit more diverse in that, and we're professional across the board. Mm-hmm. From, if it's just, you know, the ring vets to production to marketing to just, you know, business. I mean, everybody brings a little bit to the slice of the pie.
Even if it's a slap in the face, like suck my balls, like, you know, that suck my balls, like right away you're smacked. But these guys love South Park. They go in a deep dive on South Park. There's a whole micro demographic that would love that. And it's just getting it in there and feeding that little demo, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's AEW or what have you, man. That's really the business model. And if there is a niche there for that, then, and we have people in the community that are hungry to appeal to it. Stevie said this yesterday on his wife's cast, and he said it plenty of times. Well, why wait for somebody else to do it? If you see that there's a hole and there's an opportunity and you're a pro, that is a huge chance for you to build a following on whatever it is. I don't care if it's, you know, dog grooming or working on your abs or whatever it is, you know, like there's an opportunity there for you. Capitalize on it. Use what drives you, and you're not going to feel like your time is wasted. And people will look at you for the professional nerd that you are. I go on plenty of 3D printing, forums and YouTube things. And these dudes are like mini celebrities to me because I'm like getting information from them. They become part of our lives, and we know that we've become part of our listeners' lives. And Russo brand and Master Shoot has just been amazing, and helping Goldilocks as well, getting Stevie Ray set up and to let him go and do his incredible work. Like all this stuff is just in the last year alone. So think about what could be by 2021, 2022. We'll probably get turned down for 3 or 4 TV shows in that time, but at least we'll have the opportunities based on all the work that everybody has done so far.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's how I want to kick off every Monday. Don't you? As far as things go, in a time of Koyaanisqatsi, the world upside down crazy. Here we can at least find a little bit of a peace of mind and enjoy in the beginning of our week.
It's good to know that something organic that people truly just enjoy can grow on its own. You know what I mean? That there's not some corporate system that's holding this down and dictating what we can or can't do. It's just putting out the content. People are enjoying it. People are getting high quality from it, whether they're getting educated or entertained. And it's real. It's a cool thing, and if anything, it's refreshing to know that in this day and age, with as much BS that's going on in the world, that something that is just truly being able to be enjoyed for entertainment's sake is able to grow organically like this. So
absolutely,
I think before we get into the crud, so to speak, it's at least nice to take a step back and realize that there's still an opportunity each day to make something happen.
Sure.
And we're doing that. So it's a very cool thing to start things off this week.
Shout out.
Ben,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Ben, you kind of hit on it too. I know we got some people popping up in the chat room. My DMs are kind of hitting here, but it's just more than the people that you hear or you see on the air, as you kind of talked about. And, it's so many people behind the scenes that in social media or just street team, just out there spreading the good word that have been with us since day one, switching over from WrestleZone, that have always believed in the movement, that they've always tried to chip in every which way they can. I mean, this really has been
from Australia to UK to Old Athers in the UK to Brent Logan and Lethal Vendetta down in Australia, man, to Kaz at Chopping Videos, El Plaja in Canada and up there, dude. Like, it's unbelievable that we've broken down the borders of the planet in the way the UN wishes they could in a one world, but they do it in the wrong way. We are the underground that unites across the board, man. And wrestling is the Trojan horse to do that. As bad as wrestling is what crosses all borders. Star Wars crosses all borders. This id of man and our fantasy realm and of what we want to find out and the lies we've been told of conspiracy horsemen crosses all borders, and there's just so many ways to gather those like-minded people that we are deeply, even in the infancy phase of this, really getting our sleeper cells set up, I guess, all across the board. And we see numbers go up constantly, and the affiliates are going to start their own thing, both on Russo brand network and on Hamin Media Group. So things aren't being lost in the shuffle because people, these pet projects, I want them to shine very brightly on their own. So if we do hit these niche demos like South Park or Star Wars, they might not be wrestling fans. I want to be able to create on YouTube a place for them to find these playlists and chop things up easily. So these people putting in the work, producers, hosts, graphic artists, can make money off of their stuff, ad revenue wise, and make it easy for their audience to find. So plenty of new changes coming hopefully within the next month, and we're excited about it. Work that's got to be done, but once it gets going, it's just going to run itself. So it's going to be
I'd say I could be wrong, Ben, but it also sounds like there might be some opportunities for interns that might be technologically
100%.
inclined to want to join in on some of this. Certainly reach out. There's some really cool opportunities coming up, and so we're definitely going to be needing more team members to help grow this thing. So
Yeah, and that's how it goes. I mean, a letter of recommendation, I don't say just from me, that'll get you over. Because some places will be like, get out of here, you're not getting this WWE job. When it was MSG and he was going for his master control gig, I absolutely put him over 100% to the level it was and had a correspondence with a guy who was going to hire him. And the guy wrote back to me after I gave him a very honest opinion of MSG. He goes, everything that you wrote there is what I gathered from our interview. Thank you so much. It helped me. Gig. Got it.
And sometimes just seeing the credentials, like, for instance, even though my background and my degree is medical, and I've had the good fortune of doing the same thing for some friends of mine and writing them letter. But, if you're as a healthcare professional, to be able to write on someone's work ethic still speaks volumes. And so certainly, I'm always glad to be able to chip in and help out where I can as well.
Well, that's the brotherhood. That's the synergy. That's where I laid the foundation. You laid your foundation. And when somebody puts in the work that's undeniable, that's the least you can do for someone to help them level up, man. And that's what it's all about, But yeah, shout out to, I see MSG in there, Real El Plaja in there, JVD. I see Big Joe from Roar Network. He produced that first Cage Theory. Thank you very much, Joe. Miss Dason, D Gates got his JFK email. Definitely have looked into the Sun there. There is a Conspiracy Horseman show on it, but definitely something we need to keep an eye on going into election season. Who else we got? Not Jargo, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Original host and producer of the Monday Locker Room. Your co-host, man. You guys really took this locker room brand and pushed me to make sure there was a Wednesday one. And shout out to Bello, Billy Ray Valentine, and obviously Strangler Steve, one of our great veteran voices, and another incredible brother from 2CW who has it all on lock here. He's got to actually take this week off for some family business, so we're gonna hold it down for him, which I understand takes priority over the celebration. But definitely, hopefully, when he gets his chance to get back on there, I'm sure he's gonna have great things to say about all this too, because he's been a part of it. And then obviously, Dancing Stevie Richards, you might have heard of him. He's got the right to censor and the right to be on the Friday Locker Room any day of the week or any week he wants, obviously. So we get through it together, man. And the MLR, WLR, FLR brands are some of the big cornerstone pieces of what goes on here at HMG. Talk about you and Jargo and your time, man. Go for it.
I was going to say this one thing. It's so incredible this with Jargo. Just proud of what he's doing, everything with Destino, which you can also find here on the Hamin platform. But I mean, you're actually to the point now where New Japan talent themselves are reaching out to him for an interview.
There you go, man.
It's not like that rat race, in this industry where you're trying to get anyone and everyone you can to talk to you.
Sure.
They're coming to him because they know the quality of work that he is going to produce, how he's going to get them over the depth, that he's going to go in that interview. I would say, you want a hell of an interview. Jargo will go find what the hell you were having for lunch on a Wednesday in 1984 and have a 20-minute conversation about how, that relates to what you got going on today. The guy's just so masterful in what he does. And, obviously everything, that everyone's given me here on the Hamin Media Group, but probably no more so than Jargo.
Yeah. A great producer. And, we were sad to see him leave this show, but at the same time, we knew it was going to be great having Ted come aboard. And Ted's also been quarterbacking. He jumps in on Impact with us every week that he wants to, but he's been quarterbacking Next Level podcast with a different look. And Bello, obviously putting in 200 episodes of that solo and shifting to other projects as well, and still working on Wednesday Locker Room. But now it's more of a coaching and teaching as we look at NXT, the developmental that they really are, that OVW was, where we came from, and people loving that perspective as well, Ted. So thank you very much for jumping in.
It's been cool. It's kind of happened organically too, because the original plan fell through just because of scheduling with one Mike Bondo. So it kind of organically happened with Colin and I decided, let's just go through this show just like we would back in the day at OVW Developmental, go segment by segment, talk about what was the business that was supposed to be accomplished during each segment, and then did it get accomplished, and just talk about opportunities for the segments to have done better business or perhaps opportunities where they didn't do as good a business. And it's an interesting take. And so certainly if you're wanting to look at it from a perspective of how they might go through the show as a wrestling school, at least how we did it back in the day when WWE had OVW as their developmental, then it's a cool take on a wrestling show review. At least I think so, and I'm excited to do it and looking forward to continuing to grow that brand as well.
And I want you guys to use our Hamin media power right now. We are going to troll. Everybody's going to get on Twitter or on Instagram because he calls me up and goes, Sheik, is something wrong with my Instagram? I only got like 6 likes on this, but I saw these people follow. I go, I don't know, buddy, on their metrics, but let's go to @TheMikeMondo right now because I know he's moving back to New York from Florida, so we're giving him some space so he can get that big move done. But let's tweet him right now and say we want you on Hamin Media Group @TheMikeMondo right now. Because
I like that. Yeah, please. Yeah, do us a favor. Let's do that.
Let's do something.
I'm usually not very Twitter active, so I'm even going to do
not
it too.
a problem. We want @TheMikeMondo. We need.
I like this.
HMG.
Troll the heck out of Mondo right now. You have no idea. I love ribs like this. Yeah, Mike Mondo.
He's gonna hit me up. Sheik, what's going on with Sheik? All these people are hitting me up. What'd you do on the air? They say something?
Mike, you would know if you were on the air, Mondo.
That's right, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Sheiky. Man, I love that guy. He was best man, and when I eloped with wife 144, and it was a good time, man. And I always love to see him. And he's a dude who
he's one of the most contagious laughs.
Oh
too.
my god! Oh my god!
I can't help it.
Dude, when I popped him when we were just playing golf, he couldn't stop. Front long special.
Oh yeah, he was losing. I was just laughing, listening to him laugh.
He loves it, man. He's one of my favorite people to make laugh too, man. And a guy who's into video games, you could be playing online with him if you're into that. I'd love to have him tap him into that audience here as well, man. But @TheMikeMondo on Instagram and Twitter. Blow him up, you guys. Tell him we want him over here.
Dude, and he had so much knowledge prior to getting called up. Like he just had it. But then I remember after his Spirit Squad run and talking just about all that he learned from working, because he was working the loops, which working with Triple H for like 3 months,
and Flair and Piper.
Yeah. And Flair, Piper, all the legends.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
They've worked. I underestimate. You think about their run being so quick, but I mean, they worked with just about every top level talent that was around at the time, and so it was. I already knew Mondo as a very knowledgeable wrestler, and then seeing him on the other side of that Spirit Squad run, it was just like, why are you not out there? Just even if you're not out there doing podcast stuff, at least coaching or something. I mean, he's just got a treasure trove of knowledge.
Dude, absolutely. Whenever I'm on a show, and I just let him agent my shit, dude. Like, it's night off for me, dude. Like, I'm not going to be able to outthink Mike, or I'll go to him. And then because I've worked him 4 times, well, twice singles, twice with Doan. So 4 times, and I beat him every time. Well, not really. 1 time he beat me. I would take something to him in another match because he'd be on the show or what have you, and he'd just put in 3 or 4 things and take out something, and it'd be like, or I'll come back, he's like, Sheik, that's where when you do the Garvin stomp, you got to stop and do Yalla, and then stomp him, and then Yalla again instead of, like, you know what I mean? It's like, show me where to get my character shit in just a little bit more at certain times, and fucking that would change my whole match, and I wouldn't be getting blown up as much, getting one thing to the next thing to the next, and I would take more time. He makes me a better worker every time that I'm on a show with him or anything like that. We 100%. Do pay-per-view, dude, every time.
And I think he's one of those people that suffers from imposter syndrome, in that he doesn't recognize or really realize how much he knows. Like, even though he gets called, before the pandemic, every few months to do a guest coach spot at the Performance Center, or getting flown out to do motion capture for one of the wrestling video games, even though it's, he's
for 5 years, dude. 5 years. He fucking
because he was one of the people that could do the moves most effectively.
He goes, Sheik, I had to take a fucking tombstone pile driver off the second rope onto the crash pad. I go, holy fuck, dude. I go, take it easy.
But he doesn't realize how talented. So I appreciate us taking the time just to go and get at him this morning, because we got to get him on something.
Man.
He knows too much.
Yeah.
He knows where the bodies are buried.
Absolutely.
Mondo, tell us. We need to know.
But I'll got to put over the whole squad, man. The only guy I don't know is Mitch. That son of a bitch, Mitch. I always pop when JR get the Mitch in. Dude, really, if you're talking OVW, people thought Johnny Jeter was going to be the fucking breakout star.
Well, and it's a shame he's not working anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
he was
a sweetheart of a dude as well, and he's got a great wife, hot wife. So
I would say he's happy. He's got a good life.
He does fine.
More so from a wrestling perspective, knowing his talent, it's like, man, just from that perspective. But otherwise, he's doing well for himself. Doan, incredible talent.
Looks like he's got a better body than anybody on the WWE roster. He's shredded wheat. If you look up Ken Doan. Mikey, obviously jacked to the, short, stocky plug, but a mind that's unbelievable character-wise, and does the twerk thing now. That shit pops.
And who is the other guy? I don't think he ever did anything.
Who was that other guy? Oh, Dolph Ziggler, right? So,
that's right.
You want to talk about?
He's certainly not coming up in the rest of this episode at all.
So plenty, like, those guys were people put over the Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin era. Yeah, those guys are all good, and they're good wrestlers in their own way. But if you're talking wrestling minds, Ziggler is the best in the WWE locker room, possibly, you could argue. And those other three guys are as good, if not better, than Ziggler, and nobody really knows that. That's the true tragedy and shame of it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Ziggler sucks. He's fucking phenomenal too. But I know those guys study the game even more than he does sometimes, dude. So that's just where I'm hoping we can have that kind of voice, even to add another one to HMG, because I know he's sitting out there, and it's so bad that it's not bad, but it's like we're all losing out on what could be on education,
So what was it then that we have Ziggler still there? That he's getting ready to challenge for the WWE Championship now. What was it that just made him stick?
That he did look like Mr. Perfect, that he is a guy who doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't play the game. Like, it'll get him heat, but I've seen him backstage when somebody's match is on and they're in the ring and they're just getting like a Randy match or something, and they're getting their shit in and mailing it in, and he just goes like, he'll scoff in front of people who are over, be like, fuck this, and then he'll go out and get Baron Corbin established. That's his whole career, is getting guys over based on his work rate, his bump. And then he'll go out and do one super kick, and that's a fuck you finish. Because, dude, he wants to be he's made of three things. Not that he's not original in his own. He loves Mr. Perfect, he loves Bret Hart, and he loves Shawn Michaels. And that is what Dolph Ziggler is the combination. And you could argue those are the three hardest and best working draws, mid-card to top level, of guys who were never size guys, but could outwork everybody else. He bumps like Perfect. He fucking offenses like Bret, and he gets his shit in like Shawn, and shines sexy like Shawn. That's his whole fucking thing. Not a bad combination to be made from.
And I'd say on top of it, a little bit behind the curtain, at least back in the OVW days, I remember before every single TV or road show, Ziggler was always in the ring, just working, just chain wrestling. And not only he wasn't just going through the motions, like you see how over the top he is with his selling and everything. He would do that just in practice and just go full on, just over the top. Like I remember one time in E-Town, he wanted to get in there with one of the non-contract guys just to wrestle around, and they wanted to tell a waistlock story where they were literally working a waistlock for 10 minutes and just doing that. But he had half the locker room had stopped setting up the chairs around the ring because they were just being entertained by what Ziggler was doing in the ring. So having that work ethic goes a long way too. And I wasn't there when he got called up, but I have to imagine he probably did a lot of the same things, showing up early, getting in the ring, going over shit. And that shows when the agents and producers see that you're putting in a lot of extra time and a lot of extra energy into your craft. That also speaks volumes too, on top of everything else that Ben just mentioned.
And right when they got released, when Squad got released, he had a house in Louisville. He came back And dude, I got it somewhere here in the basement.
Yeah, him and Mondo just came back and we were working the non-contract
working
guys who
non-contract
literally
guys.
had been wrestling for like all of 6 weeks, so like didn't know anything, and would go in and try to have main event level matches with these guys, which looks ridiculous. I say Ben has the tapes of them bumping around like maniacs for guys that half their size and clearly don't know how to work, but it's still entertaining to watch because they just work their asses off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I have script that, because I remember that like this is when I really kind of got over with those guys, and because I lived with Mondo for a while too, but like me, and I was giving my creative out free because I was at OVW to meet with contract people and be like, dude, you need something, I'm here, whatever you need, you want to pitch. I would write. I probably wrote Twink and I wrote 700 pages for guys, and it all got kicked upstairs, and maybe 4 things made it to TV. But for them, I had written a whole thing of like, all right, what's the next evolution of the Spirit Squad? If you guys are college age dudes, let's do something that's kind of like Animal House and pranksters and things like that, and make them like Jackass, where they're pulling pranks on everybody backstage to appeal to Vince's. Like Vince loved it when they got the shit dumped on him and all that kind of shit. How do you reverse and just steal from Jackass, but make it like those guys doing that kind of things? And they were going to call themselves the Professionals, where they're professional pranksters, but they act like they're all pro all the time, and they like have a briefcase. There was a rib on JBL too. They wanted to do something in that vein. And it was going to be like them versus JBL fucking with them and all that kind of stuff. They loved it. And it was a good piece, but I don't know. It was right off of them getting released. So, or it was right before that, I think, because they knew they were going to get released. So they wanted to pitch something, but it was too little too late. But then Ziggler was back, called up 6-8 months later, because he stayed in Louisville, got shredded, undeniable. They left for FCW, and then it was off to the races again, man. So just how it works out, dude. And any one of those Spirit Squad guys could be in the Dolph Ziggler spot. I don't know about Mitch. I don't even know where he is, man. That's the other thing. He's probably hanging out with Lumpy Magoo someplace. So
Probably so.
Oh, but yeah, man, that's a great warm up to this Monday locker room. Monday locker room 2 million download episode at HMG. Appreciate everybody out there once again.
Absolutely. Well, I was going to write 2 million jokes for this morning's monologue, but I think I fell a little bit short. So I hope that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So let's go ahead. 2 million in. This is your Monday morning monologue. Apparently, Darby Allin has posted a new video to Twitter last week where he has to deal with an Uber driver with an attitude, which, of course, has wrestling fans excited to see the debut of AEW's newest wrestler, Uber driver with an attitude, the wrestler who gives 5-star matches but only 1-star ratings. You can feel the heat already. In our interview with Total Film, Chris Hemsworth has discussed how he is going to have to train even harder to play Hulk Hogan in the upcoming Netflix Hogan biopic than he did to play Thor. I just hope for Thor's sake, taking on the role of Hulk Hogan will not affect his relationship with the Black Panther. That's a Hulk Hogan is racist joke. Who knows that? Playing along. Pro Wrestling Sheet reports that more people working in the WWE has tested positive for COVID-19 last week during WWE's most recent round of testing prior to the TV tapings. WWE has reportedly at least 30 people test positive over the last month, including in-ring talent and behind-the-scenes workers. When we asked a roster member if they were certain so many have been infected, he said it was not only true that he was COVID-19 positive. I'm bringing it back around. We're going to do that one until it's dead in the dirt. Either that or they are all injured by Nia Jax. The jury's still out there. During last week on Raw, Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins and Murphy in a bout that would see the winner choose the stipulation for their horror show and Extreme Rules match. Rey Mysterio won the match and announced that their match would be eye for an eye. Well, one thing is for sure, this match is going to be a sight to behold.
Oh.
Honestly, I think it's going to be more than meets the eye.
Oh.
Well, at least that's the vision that I have for it. I just hope they give us a finish that we won't see coming.
Oh.
Can I do one more? Can I do one more pun?
Yes, you can.
Just one more?
Yeah.
I asked Pirate Paul Burchill if he heard the news, and he said aye.
Oh.
All right. Sorry to all my peoples out there. I know my jokes got a little corny. All right, that's it. It was reported last year that Sami Zayn was crowdfunding for a new mobile clinic for Syria, calling it Sammy for Syria, reaching a goal of $50,000. In a recent post on Twitter, Sami Zayn revealed that the clinic is finally completed, which I think is kind of amazing, the fact that Sami Zayn can take time off during a global pandemic but still put on a clinic.
Oh.
In a new video on his Mixer channel, AJ Styles discussed the rumors that he was moved from Raw to SmackDown due to being bullied on the Raw brand and because of issues he had with Paul Heyman. Styles shot down those rumors but did call Heyman a bold-faced liar. When AJ was asked specifically what Paul Heyman lied about, he said, "Oh yeah, he told me the earth is round." And last but not least, Dr. Britt Baker has undergone surgery to fix her broken nose and took an opportunity to fire shots at her on-screen rivals in Big Swole and Hikaru Shida. Baker posted a picture to her Instagram account of her post-surgery and said it was due to Shida and Swole. Word has it that Britt Baker is out for revenge and says when she's done with Shida and Swole that they aren't going to have a body and they aren't going to have a nose. And then what will they be? Nobody knows. That's it for your Buddy Park puns. This has been your Monday morning.
Yeah, 2 million. That was a whopper. That was probably my favorite Monday monologue yet, man. Beast, thank you very much.
I had to go all out for you, my friend.
You did it. What was that first joke? I had something off. What was the first joke?
That was the Darby Allin Uber driver with an attitude.
Yeah, dude, Uber driver would be a sick finish. He should just he should have the Uber driver now.
Yeah, then pull out his phone and give a 1-star rating.
Yeah, and then show him.
You know it's a good episode. We're in a good mood. We're putting everybody over, showing the love when we're mentioning the sheet in a positive light.
I booed it.
This is where my ignorance of being in the bubble. I don't know what's what. I just literally pulled the headlines as I see. I literally will give credit where credit's due. I literally go to my personal website since I was probably a teenager, was 411 Mania, and that's literally where I go and I'll look at my headline. So I don't know what's
for
good
everyone
or what's
else
real
out there. All you need is William Alasia.
That's it, man. Hamin Media Discussion Group has news and rumors a week, 2 weeks before anybody else has them, man. And I'll say 80 to 90% hit, and the 10 to 20 don't is just because they swerve and go another way and change their mind. It's not because it's not true. So definitely William Alasia, one of the great posters at Hamin Media Discussion Group, keeping us updated straight from the underground most of the time, man. Great stuff by everybody there. Oh, that was fun. That was damn good, man. What was the second joke? There was something else.
That was the Chris Hemsworth is going to play Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan.
holy shit. He's going to have to work out hard. Yeah, sure. He's going to have to inject hard if he's going to get, because Thor is only about a third of the size of what Hogan needs to be. So, dude, I just think
mentioned Thor has more of that V taper kind of, more jacked but slender type look versus Hulk Hogan is, more bulk, really.
Dude, Rob Thompson in Canada is the one who played Hogan's body double and Hawk's body double in Dark Side of the Ring. I think I'm going to get a hold of him and see what he's doing because he needs to reach out to be able to double for that guy. You're just going to CGI Hemsworth's face over it and a couple upper body things. All he's got to do is gas up and get traps. And, Rob can do the rest when it comes to the body work. There's no doubt about it. It's not exactly like Hogan's body, but it'll be enough that, for a movie, absolutely, with the arms and the python. So I'd like to actually have him on too, man. He's doing good work. And he consulted with Rip. He never was really a Rip guy that much, but like he was going, no, maybe him too, but Rob Thompson in Canada. Is it Thompson or Thomas? I can't remember. I think it's Thompson.
Is it Rob Thompson like a pop singer?
Rob Thomas is the one from Matchbox 20. Rob Rage. He's Rob Rage in Canada. I'm just going by, I'm stooging off his shoot name, but you guys look him up, Rob Rage. He's the man, dude, like body-wise. And like he would work his ass off. Beast, when you see the guy compared to every other indie work, you're like, okay, why isn't he signed? He's fucking, he looks like Drew McIntyre, Brock. Like, there you go, ZordoSoliveOil.com.
I figure I had to
put it over
the sponsors.
Now he just talked to Rip and he went, and now he's doing the master lock. He doesn't have to do shit in his matches. It's super believable. He fought Masters like in a Master Lock match and shit, and now it's just his, and it's great, dude. I think him and Masters could work the Indies forever on that. But it's super believable, and now he doesn't have to do shit compared to, like, he was one of those guys, 10 years taking ridiculous bumps for no reason when he looks 1,000 times better than everybody else on the roster. Now all he does is a fucking full Nelson and go collects a check, and his segment's way more over than they used to be.
And on top of that, though, I'm still going to say the marketing opportunity, because I said this way back in the day with Chris Masters, and so it still holds true there, that he needs to get some kind of affiliation or sponsorship deal with one of these lock companies. If you want to keep your bike safe, if you want to keep your lunch safe, if you want to have the one lock that's going to keep anything from breaking into it, you got to have the master lock.
I like that.
Him
and they both could fucking be on that commercial, like trying to break and pull a chain from either side. That would be good, dude. That would be damn good.
There's only one lock I can't break, and that's this.
ZordoSoliveOil.com, supporting small business with all organic, ultra premium graded, 98 percentile, highest graded olive oil for the foodies out there, for the gourmet chefs, for eating better and healthier RBV. Get rid of that butter out of your diet. It just clogs up your arteries. Olive oil, all natural, clean, keeps you clean. And good in the beard as well. A little dab will do ya. Keep the grays out. But you're hooking up with Triple D from Dippin' Donuts. It's his family label, right from their olive groves in Greece. One pressing, sent to America, bottled here, and shipped right to you, because I get your emails, I screenshot them, and I send them to Triple D from ZordoSoliveOil.com, you guys. Great stuff, man. It tastes so good. I'm going to be cooking big old piece of steak again tonight in some Zordo olive oil. Oh yeah. Here's one. I don't know if you got this up or not, pal, but I saw it from No DQ. It got sent to me that little Bruce, that he's stressed out and not being able to handle that. Did you see that or no? All right, let me fucking bring it up on the phone here.
Well, let's pull this up, because I actually had in my headlines for this morning,
Brucey,
get that creative juice going there. I had some conversation about Bruce.
Oh yeah, pal. From No DQ News, Bruce Prichard said to be tired and stressed from WWE job. In an interview with Wrestle Stink, Bruce Prichard's Something to Wrestle With co-host Conrad Thompson talked about Prichard's role in WWE, running both Raw and SmackDown. It's not a little bit of stress. It's a lot of stress. We don't have specific conversations because I don't want him to ever think that I'm being the guy trying to dig for scoops. But yeah, every now and again, certainly I'll get a call from Bruce and you can just hear it in his voice. He's tired, he's sleepy, he's stressing, and I can only imagine the amount of curveballs that are coming his way, not just from running a show on Fox, which, my goodness, what a huge undertaking that is, but now you've also got a show on USA. If that wasn't enough, it's happening during a pandemic on a closed set. It's just remarkable when you think about all the particular challenges and how many times they must have to, and nobody's told me this, but I'm just assuming they have to write and rewrite and write and rewrite because there's so many moving parts. There's so many variables who can travel and who can't, who has a fever, who doesn't. These are the things where maybe once you pop up a time it was just something you didn't have to worry about. Everybody's here, everybody's accounted for, and everybody's well. And if that's not the case, I can only imagine that wreaks havoc on your plans, so you have to adjust on the fly. And again, I'm freestyling and all that, but nobody's told me that, but I can just imagine. Because in my day-to-day life, during the last 3 months, everything's not gone according to plan, and I'm not writing 5 hours of TV every week. So the idea that 5 hours of TV with hundreds of people coming off flawlessly and there's no hiccups because of COVID, yeah, that's probably a little unrealistic. Yeah, and he's overweight, and he's old, and doesn't do cardio, and he's prime candidate for a fucking... Elizabeth, this is the big one. I'm coming to see you. If he doesn't get his shit in order. And this is what being a yes man, along with Johnny Ace and Mark Carano and 30 writers who are just trying to save their job, who don't care if their shit gets thrown in the shredder. This is where you're at in professional wrestling. You've eliminated all the scapegoats, from Bischoff now to Hamin. You're taping shows. You're running unopposed and your ratings are still going down. You have people like Borash, Paradise, this other producer, William, I can't remember his last name, and I'm sure many more competent people who are anxious to do things. Are you sending them out to do pre-tapes all week long while you're not on the road and do special stylized vignettes? No, you're not doing that. You're replaying Money in the Bank, Braun and fucking Bray. You're having a karaoke competition to pop Jeff Jarrett, Road Dogg, Triple H, and Vince that turns into a match that looks like a Southern Belle slave master fighting a black woman. Not a good look in fucking 2020, completely tone deaf. And you've got nothing but Southern Memphis Mantar tricks left in the bag, and you don't know how to relate to an audience. You're putting Sasha and Bailey on both shows, and their segments are just tanking because they cannot deliver anything credible entertainment-wise. It's only a matter of time before, this Titanic sinks with these guys on here. I don't see Bruce making it to September, to be honest with you. And it's because he can't handle this. The yes manning got him into this position. But from what I saw on SmackDown, and they paid $1 billion for a karaoke and a replay of a Money in the Bank shitter throwaway match that meant nothing going into Extreme Rules horror show. And then to turn around on Raw and mail that show in too, bro. If you can't even get that done in the time that you have with a writing staff of 30, there is no hope for you. It's all over. And like I said, we're going to sit back here on the hill and watch Rome burn, and you're going to run out of those flames with your hair on fire. Wouldn't put you out. So
Ben, you don't remember when the NFL had those huge ratings when they had Brady and Manning out there doing karaoke?
Oh yeah, they had halftime show. They were doing, and they were singing old theme songs, not singing anything that's even germane to what's going on in the world. Dana Brooke singing the Honky Tonk Man. She wasn't even born when he was Intercontinental Champion. Like, this is how ridiculous Memphis tone. They're still thinking in Elvis and Ribs. The Be With My Baby Tonight, it flops so bad. 2 times, just like Bad Street U. I'm surprised they did that, not Bad Street USA, just to rib Hayes as well. Another yes man.
Because you got going to Prichard's show as well, obviously with Jarrett backstage. But I mean, he's constantly singing "With My Baby Tonight" on his show. It's like one of his little gimmicks. So
and then what about Naomi? They want to put it over.
I'm not trying to defend this segment at all.
No, but they try and put it over as like, we love Dusty and NXT, but really that's a fuck you right to Cody, right? Like, that's their thing to put it out there. So these whole segments are set up as just like ribs to pop 5 people, not draw an audience, not keep anybody entertained. If somebody was flipping through the channels and put wrestling on and saw that, Tamina trying to sing Triple H's fucking thing while we have sober Uso hosting it out of nowhere for no reason, what the flying fuck are we doing?
If I could throw just, because one of the headlines I had here, and it plays perfectly to this, is Prichard recently into the news over the weekend, getting a little bit of heat for just in a passing in a conversation about a past Slammiversary. He had mentioned that, why he believes that Nick Aldis, the NWA champion, has the look. He can go in the ring.
Sure.
He's lacking that it factor.
Bullshit. Fuck that. Then he doesn't know what it factor is, and he's a blind motherfucker.
He goes on to explain that his reasoning behind that is Aldis he's playing a wrestler instead of being a wrestler.
Wrong.
Isn't that exactly the problem that we're seeing, that we saw this under the regime of Prichard right now, that we're seeing inside WWE? Is a bunch of individuals trying to play wrestler instead of be wrestlers?
Then they don't even look like wrestlers. That's the thing. All this is got James Bond good looks, bro, like body chiseled out of fucking stone. You don't see the it factor on him, or the fact that you could do everything with him and Mickey. Dude, that's a bullshit excuse because of some heat that went way back, and Nick still hasn't stooged it off. I don't know what the ins and outs are, but and again, they passed on him, in not that he's not in his prime. He's put all this work into NWA, and then the Lagana shit fucks it all up because he's a deviant weirdo, and like now they're like trying to do damage control and the Cornette damage control from when they tried to do that too. 2 black eyes, right? Like, that sucks for Nick. I feel bad for him when it comes to having to do that instead of just doing what he wants to do best, and that's be a good champion, do good business, and be the dude that he can be. But as soon as they would have brought him in there, they would have made him King Louis the 14th and all the bullshit, because that's, as soon as Vince hears that accent shit, that's how stupid and basic they go, instead of just letting him be the modern man, the Jason Statham, the whatever it is that you could get out of him as the ultra cool dude. It's on them. They don't know it's cool. They've been in the bubble so long, dude. They couldn't even get Seth to do the Benny Hinn Messiah shit, the 700 Club. They couldn't be bothered to set up a green screen and have their graphic designer make it look like that, have a big palette of letters where every week he's asking for donations and putting over his shirts and shit. That's so fucking simple to do when you're not on the road but what do? No, let's get Seth back there in the fucking warehouse standing in front of pipes and old boogeyman fucking worm covered canvases that we're never going to use again, and that's where we'll shoot the Messiah stuff and try and make it believable. No call-in number, no reaching out to the camera and fucking I'm having prayers for you now, none of that shit. They can't be bothered. So, and that's from the guy who fucking was Brother Love. How do you not even be able to reinvent your own character with everything from David Miscavige in Scientology, Benny Hinn, fucking Joel Osteen? They can't even be bothered. So, dude, you run right out of the fucking fire and you'll be charred. And I wouldn't piss on you to put you out. It's all on them. No money written on Nick Magnus. Get the fuck out of here with that, bro. The guy's got millions written on him. Millions. So does his wife, marginalized. His wife could be getting all those clueless girls over and elevating them. The Monday Night MILF thing, there's your third hour of Raw. There it is right there. And you bring back more divas and to do that. Instead, she's got to start her own podcast with Victoria and all this shit to try and get it off the ground. Then maybe it'll create a buzz, and then they'll have already passed the time when it would have been cool. And getting it over, dude. Imagine if it was like some Pornhub shit with some cougars chasing young boys, young talent, trying to hook up with them. Something sexy instead of all the drop slime on somebody. And look at Garza trying to flirt with Charlie. Oh, I'm so into that. That's fucking phenomenal work, everybody. Good job. Good job. Fuck out of here. Yeah, 2 million downloads.
That's right. Infidels.
Yeah, I'll
we got to see. Oh, I guess this plays in well. And Beast, I'll kick this one to you as well. As you know, we're on topic of the programming, the direction that they're going in here. From Facebook, I got this from Will. Let me pull it up here. It appears as if Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite are all nominated for this year's in the 2020 Emmy nominations for outstanding structured reality program category.
Against who else?
I guess this is going.
I bet they paid $100,000 for each one of those.
A nomination into this thing, so you know they're going to be up to those shows that are just weekly that they're getting slaughtered by. I guess what is it, the Love and Hip Hop?
Maybe not 100. Well, they'll get fucking killed by Love and Hip Hop. There's no doubt about that.
So I was going to say who
guys grocery
Raw,
store
SmackDown
challenge.
I was going to say I saw part of it's Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and it's like. Well, is this just all the wrestling shows? Is Impact going to be on there too? You know, it's.
I bet they paid
a new category.
I bet they paid $50,000 for each one. They've been wanting that Emmy so bad, bro. They'll pay for it. Vince paid $10,000 to be on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. Do you guys know that? With the fucking chains. That isn't like, who do we need? Vince McMahon's all gassed up. Get him on the phone. No, they want to fucking put it out there. They pay for play. Hollywood. Doesn't matter. Whatever, your Billboard Top 100, whatever Tekashi 6ix9ine was bitching about, how these people go on and with 4 or 5 different credit cards and they buy 30,000 of their own downloads. That puts them in the Billboard Top 10 to create momentum, and it's a false positive. So the sheep follow the fucking analytics of it, right? Like they see that what's the top 10, then they'll buy it. But really, it's her camp spending $180,000 in credit cards to get that they'll then pay off once the ball starts rolling. That's the exact same thing that's happening here, but nobody knows that probably that, well, I want that goddamn Emmy. This year we're getting it. And call up, yeah, the price this year is $50,000. We'll pay it. Fuck it. I want it for both in case, just to hedge our bets against AEW. The real kick in the balls will be if AEW wins it. So
Can you imagine that?
Well, that'll be because TNT, Ted Turner, paid $200,000 for it, and Vince only paid $100,000. And then the Hollywood workers outwork the workers, and they're laughing because they just got $400,000 from free payola to get their name out there for a phony ass trophy that's a false idol holding a globe, so Vince can sit it next to his goddamn dinosaur head.
Essentially, I mean, there's no way they're going to win this thing. I mean, they're going to be up. This is essentially a reality television.
They could win it. It's all who's going to pay for it. There is no like they did it. If they won it, what TV could they possibly put up there and go, this is Emmy award winning shit?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to think at any time if they're after the pay for play here, they absolutely need this now with Fox. I mean, with the bill of shit that they have sold them. As you said, Ben, $1 billion.
I told the Fox exec that. He bought a fake bill of goods. He bought rotten produce, bro. Said it right to him on the phone. I don't know what else I can. And he goes, we're trying to find positive. I goes, we know, we're trying to find positive solutions to it. And I go, okay, cool. We write up the contract. He has me write up the contract to be consultants. What do? 11 days later, hire Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. Okay. We'll see in a little while.
It might be time to revisit that conversation.
Might be time for me to call his boss and say, let me take his job. Because why would I want to deal with an incompetent that I have to smarten up all the way around just so he can go get worked by Bruce again? Think about how many times he's been lied to by McMahon, Bischoff, and Bruce in the last year, that guy, bro. And meanwhile, he's taking selfies in the control room with The Fiend. Not Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. While it's at its peak. And posting them on, like, if you're going to pay $1 billion and you're not going to protect your own product, I don't know what to tell you, Captain. I do not know why. If everybody's going to be stuck on stupid, then so be it. I'd like to talk to him and whatnot, reach out, because I think he's probably so embarrassed to some degree now that he didn't listen then. And we were crystal balling it for him. Russo cut a 20-minute promo laying it all out for him.
Well, that's where, honestly, Ben, you can't go in there and be like, see, you idiots, I told you guys, say, hey, look, the offer's still on the table.
Oh, totally.
I said this months ago. I know. I just know you get impassioned.
No, I wouldn't walk into the office and go, look at you. How's it feel now, asshole? I told you, Briz. I hate to say a toe-to-so, but a toe-to-so.
To be fair, there's a part of me that would love to see that happen.
If I'm not going to get the job and I know it, then I'll just be like,
well, yeah.
Best, then what? Who cares? They don't lord over me.
I was gonna say, if that happens, make that the episode of SmackDown.
Why not, dude?
2 weeks of Ben just telling off to fucking executives.
Dude? I'll make it 6 weeks and I'll go through and pink slip 5 people a show, and in 6 weeks you'll get rid of the whole writing staff. Do it reality style. I don't give a shit, man.
But then one of them's gonna go on Twitter and cry, and you'll hire him back.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you can show me on Twitter. I'll go live. That's the things that you need to walk that dangerous line. That's the only thing that's going to bring people back. If you want real reality TV, it's not set up of phony wrestling. It's what goes on when people come through gorilla position and Brock takes the WWE title and guns it against the wall and tells Vince to fuck off and walks out. Wouldn't you want to see that 100 times more than whatever they're doing? You know what I mean? The Vikings with bowling balls.
Well, but even when they try that, going back to last Monday, you have the opportunity there for a truly emotional story with Slater and McIntyre, and they completely botched the hell out of that. I know you guys had a tremendous conversation on Friday about that. I mean, even when they're trying to do it right, they can't get anywhere near hitting the mark on it.
Dude, that was 4 weeks of TV shotgunned into one opening segment where they bring it out to have revisit the ghost of your past. There's seg 1. That's all we need. Next week we'll come back and do more. Instead, they go right into that where then we have the physicality where he shoves them and pushes them and then slaps them. That's your week 2. Nope, that happens in minute 2. Then we go right into the match where now once good friends are enemies and we get a clean knockout finish. Not a roll up. It's I just beat you, buddy, without hurting you. We get a clean knockout. The heel manager or who's going to face him, using him for the human shield, goes away with his heat. And then the guy who just slapped you and pushed you in the face, you grab and do the Ring of Honor arm hold with. How do you defend that? How do you defend that in any wrestling psychology sense of anything, like shotgunning it all into one thing? Like, I can't help anybody. David Chase would say, I'm not here to help people learn how to write about Sopranos and things like that. Like, you have to be at that level in the writer's room. And if that's the kind of homework you're turning in, if this was wrestling college, I would give that a D- or an F+, actually.
What gets me on it is people that I've worked with on shows that have supposedly been training for years. I could see them praising this thing. I said, are we watching the same thing here? I mean, that absolutely was one of the worst pieces. I mean, the intent, yes, it was there, but the execution was absolutely terrible. I mean, it's all over the place. What the hell were you supposed to feel there?
Wow, it's Heath Slater. He was fired and he's on Raw. That they're going, dude, that's gonna pop the fucking internet. Huge,
They got real. They talked about their
real
friendship
with it, bro.
bullshit on that.
That's them in the bubble. They really think that's like that'll get them talking, dude. And then Heath Slater gets to go and off camera cut the thank you promo. I got to end my career, and who knows what the next chapter will be, which is a worker going, yeah, I'm back here, dude. I did good business right there. Do you guys want to see me? Make sure you blow up social media so maybe I got kids. Like, make sure that I get my job back because, dude, he's a good hand. But that's the weird dance that they're making people do instead of something reality-based, In a reality-based thing, you'd be like, I thought I was going to Impact with my bro Rhino, and you never know, I might be. But maybe my business is still unfinished here. And that's edgy and controversial. Like, holy shit, he said Impact and Rhino's over there. And like, then maybe WWE will snap him up so he won't leave. But now you can't leave. But now it's just like, let me kiss the back of your hand in hopes that you give me a job and I stay a little longer. It's a sick game they make them play. Not unlike what we talked about on last Monday's Locker Room with big leaguing and, I want things to be this way, and if you don't like it, fuck you. Get out of here. Okay, I put in 15 years. I don't care. This is how I want it now. Okay. Well, good luck to you.
It'd be such a different world of wrestling if the politicking and the BS wasn't taking place, and in part because it could grow so much more for the wrestlers, for the organizations themselves, and of course also for the fans that are watching. Like if there was more cooperation and less of trying to pull the wool over the eyes of another, or not necessarily pull the wool, but just be able to get small moments of comeuppance on on nitpicky stuff.
Sure.
It's stuff that really for long-term business isn't going to make a difference. And there's just the fact that there's not as much cooperation in wrestling in general. It behooves everyone to do so, but nobody does it. And it's really the standard should be set by the WWE to do more of that, especially since they have the control and the power to be able to make that happen without necessarily taking things away. Can you imagine if they had a rotating roster in and out of, next week you saw guys that were, recently on Impact or AEW, but then also around guys that are maybe on the 205 Live roster are getting a chance to tear it up on Impact or AEW. You know what I mean? It could be a great talent exchange for different guys. Guys get more value, and as the individual superstars increase their value, so does the medium for that they wrestle on, that being the wrestling show, whether it be WWE, AEW, Impact, etc. But anyway, I'm getting on a soapbox again.
No, I think you're spot on. Darren in the chat room says it worked for Rockstar Spud, I guess. Cry and keep your job with a pay cut. I don't know about the pay cut, but like Spud, that wasn't a long-term biz thing. Spud, maybe you worked that, but if you go back and watch that, when it first dropped, Silvio and I go, he's working, don't you think, the way he did it? And like, I don't know if fans felt that or not, because Spud's a great worker, but he's a Rip Rogers guy, and he knows when the fucking writing's on the wall, he was one of the only ones who did that thing that would give him the opportunity. Plus, behind the scenes, he's politicking like a true wrestler and to get that opportunity going down. And then he might have pitched, or they pitched him getting the contract off of the loss to be the heartfelt thing. He knows all that, dude, a mile away. That's not happenstance of like cut a crying promo. Spud's that good of a worker. And to be able to have him show up in Impact and walk out behind EC3, that would break the internet. And then it shows back up in WWE, and you've got a heater storyline. Now we're off to the races with something that people would want to see, you know?
And that doesn't cut out your potential audience. And if anything, instead
No, it doesn't. It's crossover. If you're watching
right,
Impact,
exactly. If anything, you have elevated to a degree the entire industry, because now you're going to have more people say, what's going on in wrestling? I haven't watched wrestling in years. You know, like people are jumping ship and crossing over. It's crazy. That was the exciting part of the wrestling wars back in the late 90s, was you didn't know who was going to cross over. So imagine if they were able to take more control over that, the ability to do so, and these promotions actually work together. Man, that would be like they could really elevate the entire industry.
Dream booking.
Exactly.
And you can take control of your life and fitness by going to StevieRichardsFitness.com.
That's right.
As you see in the background, distracting us, working out in the rain, working out in the sun, working out on the beach, in the mountains.
That's what he does.
That's what it is. And one of the most affordable and best home fitness programs right now, resistance band program. I'm definitely going to get my shit in today. Actually, we'll see. I got to sand a door, Danielson style for the bathroom today. So see how much arms I got left in me after that.
Ben Hamin Sandor program.
Sandor. Yeah, they call me Sand other things when I go to the ring, but today I'm a Sandor. Door sander. Y'all good heater. I feel bad. Not feel bad swearing, because I do think it's a higher level of intellect, but I get hot about that Nick Aldis comment when they say things like that. That is so brutally bad, dude. Like that will stick with me for the fucking next 24 hours, no doubt about it. Because if you can't see that, if you can't see the money on that guy, and I can see 5 or 6 different Rhodes characters to push him down. You know, and every one of them would be successful in getting him to your upper level to eventually be a main eventer in WWE. I just cannot see it.
Then real quick, go back to that as well. When it comes to the remark of playing a wrestler versus being a wrestler, Ben, you have completely involved yourself inside of the persona that you built there. Beast, you've done a wide array of different things here. Well, what is that mindset? I mean, how do you really just go about sinking your teeth into that?
Yeah,
as we see today, now they're just kind of this cookie cutter where they're just kind of fed these generic personalities to go out there, and you can just you see through it immediately. That
commitment to the bit.
Feel real. It doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah, I mean, I can be as scary as you want to be depending on the Fed and is real, or I can show ass and be a comedic version of the stereotype depending on the crowd and what the storyline calls for, how serious it is. So you can play it in different levels, but to grow a massive beard and stick to character, playing wrestler, and we've heard this a bunch of times, and you hear it with indie guys who think they're superstars or what have you, or they're just weekend warriors. That's where I say that shit more comes in. Just because Nick Aldis is a businessman first and not a cutthroat asshole, and in the ring, I don't ever feel like he's playing wrestler. The guy dedicates to diet, to business, to in-ring work, and just because he doesn't do a bunch of crazy shit to risk his body doesn't mean he's playing wrestler by any means. I think his match with Cody in ROH was fucking great. I think there's tons you could do tag-wise with him and Stu Bennett. Like, there's plenty of opportunity there to make these UK guys, and again, they'd call them the UN or the Parliament and some dumbass thing. Look at the sex appeal and size and these guys were all at OVW when we were there. Drew McIntyre, Stu Bennett, and Magnus. You could even get Rob Terry if you wanted to. Another guy who's an insane dude with money written all over him from size alone. and Impact only used them a little bit. And what's the other guy they had?
They had Doug Williams.
Doug Williams, a phenomenal technician and worker, and an even better coach. And then you even got old boy on the mic at NXT, who sounds like Connor. What's his fucking name?
Oh, Nigel
McGuinness. Now, come on, B. Granted, though, they would make them some dumbass royal family thing, right? But every one of those guys is a cool guy with sex appeal, with an accent, who are the foundation of UK and European wrestling. And if you really want to do something NXT UK, you could, even though that was an F off for World of Sport to F them over. But there's all this opportunity, like Beast is saying, for dream booking where everybody can get pushed forward and shine. You put Stu and Magnus together, let them go hard against Sheamus and Cesaro. You're going to get incredible matches. You know what I mean? And not that matches are a draw, but there's money there, dude. To say that there's not is so myopic. I can't put that over.
And for how long have we been saying that, really in wrestling, it was with any sport, and it's not even so much, at least from wrestling standpoint, the time off is important, but at the same time, just being able to go into a new territory. It's like back in days. The reason wrestling was so popular is because wrestlers would bounce around from territory to territory, and when they would finally have these dream matches and dream feuds in a territory, it really meant something. And I do think you could, to a degree, control that. And again, it's just echoing the same thing we talked about. But you could make something like that happen again. It just involves some big level conversations between the company heads. But I think absolutely, if Vince wanted to do that, then absolutely it could happen, and it would happen.
You could have a Wrestle Wars UK with, NWA versus WWE versus Impact if you wanted to do it the right way. And Impact had a huge draw in UK because they put those guys on, because they paid respect to UK wrestling and whatnot. And then they kind of let it go. I remember when they would do their little overseas tour, those crowds were always some of the hottest Impact crowds there were, dude. So,
just listen to the name that, the list of talent that you put out there, Ben. Why the hell wasn't that the WWE UK experience instead of what we got with NXT UK? Because
that was just NXT UK was to hire the top indie workers. What's the dude's name? The short guy with the belt, the bruiserweight guy.
Well,
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne. Absolutely phenomenal worker in matches. Now you want to say somebody who's got money written on him and who doesn't when you stand them up in the usual suspects lineup. Put Rob Terry, Magnus, Pete Dunne. Give me another one, an average NXT UK guy that they pushed down your throat. What's that guy, Trent Seven?
Yeah.
Great worker. Body looks like shit on camera. And then one other guy, the dude from Sanity or whatever, right? Like, who's the money written on? Not those guys that they hired from NXT. All those guys that they hired from there were the top indie guys that were going to let World of Sport take off and be a viable company. The only reason NXT UK exists was to fuck that over.
Right, absolutely. Was the whole purpose was to pretty much destroy the UK indie scene.
And it did it. But they did it behind belts and some good matches. And then once that dies off.
Then they had the hashtag come in and finish the job for them, essentially, just, here in the last couple of weeks. But, I mean, if you were really serious about establishing a real base there and how hungry that audience is for professional wrestling there, I mean, you should have gone that route, right? I mean, just to bring in some of those big names and really invest in them.
They don't care. Like that shows like that it was a quick war move and in a quick expenditure, and maybe we'll get one or two out of them that might someday make it to the main roster. But right now, it's just to sweep the legs out of the scene and make sure nobody else can have a piece of the pie.
Well, sadly enough, that was the whole point there. Jenna, we've got a huge week in professional wrestling coming up. Just not 2 million downloads for the Hamin Media Group, but AEW's got Fight for the Fallen. We've got Slammiversary on Saturday. Holy cow.
Sorry, you just triggered me, dude. Sorry. I know I'm ranting like crazy in here, but Cage Theory and the Hamin Media Discussion Group, and we're doing the Pick'em challenges, and Javid's doing great with the handicapping and moderating all that. Appreciate all his hard work. But, dude, the UFC 251 Fight Island as we've been building up to it, and they're showing pictures that the ring is going to be on the beach and all these beautiful things. Instead, they build a goddamn dome, air-conditioned dome, or I get it, it's in Abu Dhabi. It's fucking 121 degrees, but the whole thing was supposed to make it look like the Kumite with torches and all this shit going down and drums and whatnot. Instead, it looks like they shot it on a soundstage in Vegas, and it didn't mean shit. They might as well never have left. You couldn't have dropped the ball anymore. And the Max Holloway decision, complete bullshit. And then the Russian wushu kung fu dude who won, that was a complete bullshit. Like, the payoff completely of what it was. There's no way. And if really those judges are that bad, they need to go get sent to Saudi Arabia to be Khashoggi'd after that, because that shit was absolutely brutally wrong. Nobody could justify that in what was going on. And dude, we were waiting for this big Fighter Island spectacle for a month. They keep putting it over, and that's what it was. Epic fail, huge ball drop, and should be held accountable and just trashed on social media for it.
I know I tuned in simply. You go to the and they've been doing a hell of a job, especially since with Cage Theory open up. We've been getting so much more attention. People joining, the social media sites, joining the chat group and all that. Tremendous interaction with their live feed and all that they did. Those guys are doing a tremendous job. I'm doing terrible at the pick'em. My high score is like 13. I average like 5 or 6.
I'm doing all right. I'm about 22 to 27 points, and I do my research on there. I hated to heat on guys, but I hate point systems and things like that where it's like I'm number 15 in the rankings, but and I bet on every fight thing, but there's 2 or 3 people ahead of me and they went in on one. They have 20 points. I have 100. No. So I had to heat on Javed for that. I'm like, dude, either do what you want or else I'm out. I hate the big league, but like, I'm not going to waste my time on being number 15 when people aren't even playing and shit. I'm like, fuck that. So had to correct some of the stuff.
I'm third from the bottom on it, but I tuned in for the production, all that. I was like you, Ben.
Dude,
like,
they
the way
killed
you've been
it.
pitching this thing, I was so excited for the thing all these weeks, and then to see it's just in this bubble, like they're going to do the NBA playoffs. So I just checked out on it.
I'll go after I kick in the door at Fox. I'll gladly go kick in the door over at Zuffa or whatever the fuck it is. Be like, how stupid can you be?
2 million downloads. 2 million downloads.
2 million.
we get the 3 million bins kicking indoors. Let's get the downloads
Jesus
going.
Christ.
Start spreading the word. But to kind of wrap things up here, I know we're going to have coverage all week. We've got the Fight for the Fallen. We've got Slammiversary. We've got WWE, the horror show at Extreme Rules. We're going to have coverage across the board, all the programming there. But just to pick out a few things really to ask you guys here. Well, how about just one more, and we'll send it home here.
Sure.
Vince McMahon comes to Ben and the Beast, says, "Damn it, boys, make this work." An eye for an eye, Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. They're actually going to attempt to pull someone's freaking eye out. What should we expect? How the hell would you guys present this thing?
Go ahead, Beast, if you want, or I can take it if you need a minute.
I mean, I feel like it's all. I mean, if someone has to lose an eye, I feel like in order for the babyface to get his comeuppance in the story, they've established that the gimmick is the eye, and I feel like ultimately this is going to end up with Ray getting his revenge in some form or fashion. Hopefully, they have some high level, Hollywood FX artists that maybe can make it work, and then you have Seth Rollins do the eye patch gimmick, which I think will go right in hand with him maybe having a more sinister.
Or does he work a miracle on himself? And
I really hope not. I really hope they don't go that route. But that would be my take, and they have them do the eye patch thing for a while, which I'll be honest would really suck to have to do. I personally don't want to wear an eye patch and throw off my depth perception, especially in a wrestling ring. But it looks like that's potentially where they are headed as far as that goes. At least I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be pre-taped because the ojo por ojo is to pull the guy's eye out, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so if you're going to do the Kill Bill eye pluck, and give her the old Beatrice snatch from Pai Mei taught her, we got to do that pre-tape, and you're going to show it and the other guy's got to go, my fucking eye, right? And then it gets bit by a black mamba or whatever. But you're not going to be able to do that live. And now if it's Seth's eye, Seth's got to wear an eye patch for the rest of his career. And otherwise, this is ultimate wrestle crap phony where we don't care. And they'll just come back and go, well, that's what Extreme Rules Horror Show. It was a movie. We make movies around here, pal. Yeah. And, that was just the next movie next week. And they'll try and justify it that way. I think it's Ray that needs to have his eye taken out because the mask is where you see him. Usually don't see Ray out breaking kayfabe with the mask off since the early 90s.
Well,
and if Ray needs to go. But the other thing is Ray.
We're talking about his contract as well.
Right. So then he can be out that way. Right, but his kid's going to be around.
But then he shows up. I know, I mean, they're not. You guys were talking earlier about how it'd be nice to see the promotions work together, but we got Ray's eye pulled out, and then in a month he's on AEW.
Now, say you could do something like you could almost do it in a way, perhaps, where you could severely damage, say, the eye. So maybe instead of the optic nerve completely being severed, if they were able to work the effects enough to where, like, you saw Ray like digging something into the eye socket and the eyes just start to come out, and the trauma of it causes them to wear an eye patch for a certain amount of time versus completely.
They said you got to take your opponent's eye out.
Well, I'm saying you could still do effects where it looks like the eyeball is pushing out of and coming out of the eye socket, make it look like the eye actually came out of socket potentially.
If you don't rip the guy's eye out, stomp on it, what are we even doing here?
No.
You either got to rip it out, stomp on it, or rip it out and eat it.
The blood squirting out of the eye socket.
And then, so Seth is going to fucking blow this off if it's Seth with his eye out, because soon as the baby's born, they're all going to be taking pictures, and he's not going to have no eye patch on. Fucking Ray working on a handshake. It gets over because he can leave, and then it just becomes wrestle crap. And then Ray could go to AEW and be like, they made me do this for my son, oh, poor oh, and I didn't want to, and they suck. That's why I'm here. And, there's opportunity there. So I would actually have Ray go under in this because anything you do with Seth is going to blow up in your fucking face and be worthless.
What if it's metaphorical, like apple of my eye, and since Seth is already attacked,
you're on a way higher level than they're thinking.
His son,
already.
And then you just have Ray kick Becky in the stomach.
Strong.
Hit her with the 619 in the stomach.
Hits her. Oh. Yeah, dude. They're just painting themselves into a corner for failure. Unless they really have something that I can't see, which is rare. Of where are they going with this? I think it'll probably be on Ray. And I'm also thinking, what are they? One-eyed man in the Valley of the Blind. All the things that would be, or the Oracle. If does Seth become that? But he's so non-committal to the Messiah thing that I couldn't see him stepping up his game to the Oracle or anything like that.
I think we just get the like the AJ getting buried.
They could also pull the similar thing to what they did with rest in peace Sean Osborne back in OVW, the blind gimmick where he's completely quote unquote blind, and but then do the gimmick where he obviously isn't as well damaged as one would think he is, and that's the heat is he's not really blind potentially.
Yeah, Sandman ECW too.
Yeah.
When you pull somebody's eye out, that's just it. What are you going to do? Why are you making stipulations that you can't pay off long term?
That's a good point too.
And even in the pitch going into this thing, is anyone tuning in for? I mean, I guess there is a little intrigue. It was enough for me to mention it here. What the hell are they going to botch this? I guess we're not tuning in for the interest of this is going to be awesome. We're invested into this thing. It's how are they going to screw this? The
botch will come when they blow the business off of whoever loses within the 2 weeks afterwards.
Either that or in the match, Rey Mysterio's tight, say Mysterio, and if Seth were to pull the eye off of the Mysterio, then technically he lost his eye.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, well, booking. There we go.
Very, very nice. Well, gentlemen, I think we're up against the clock here.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody bit cheering as well. I didn't want that to go by in the twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman chat room, or make sure you're subscribed because we'll be doing live shows all week long. Conspiracy Horseman should be a lot of fun this week, celebrating the 2 million downloads. Obviously, we'll be back for Impact on Wednesday as well. Tuesday, big Russo day. Should be interesting, especially with all this Bruce talk, man. And as you see in the background, thebrosters.com, the place to get your official Russo Bro. You did it, and I appreciate it. The official Russo Bro limited edition coffee. I know Troy's bought about half a dozen bags. He's hooked on it. Phenomenal stuff. Again, another local business I work with here. Farm to table, straight from Peru and Nicaragua, where they're getting their beans, roasted here in central New York, and ground fresh, bagged and sent to you right. One distributor. That's it, you guys. So, and as you know, Russo and I get our little piece from that. So it's all moving everything forward. Whenever you can support, I appreciate that. Also, Crossfire Wrestling just put out a new Bin Hamin t-shirt. So on 2ProWrestlingTees.com/Bin Hamin/Crossfire. Go check it out. It looks kind of like the ones from the early 90s that were pretty cool that WWE did of the individual guys, but Sean Ubel from Ubel Photography there in Canada, one of the best wrestling photogs I've ever seen, put that together in the graphic wise, and it looks awesome. So go check it out, ProWrestlingTees.com/Crossfire. What do you got going on today, Beast? What do you got going down, man? What's that?
I just said You said Crossfire. Got my brain thinking about that old Crossfire commercial. Today I have I've got to make old people do some squats, as I like to say.
Okay, I'll do it.
Patients that recently had hip and knee surgery, so helping them with that. Also finishing editing up. It's still in the works, but I finally have the rough draft. I'm hoping by the end of the week we can get it out. The first digital debate between Rick Vickery and MS3 over Family Offers South Park.
Nice.
Everyone forgot about it, but I've been trying to slowly work on my video editing skills. That way I can give people a good presentation. And of course, as we move forward, the presentation will continue to improve and get better. But I'm excited about it. I think that'll be a cool little venture. We can discuss all kinds of topics to debate, whether they be political or wrestling or just food or whatever. We can debate anything and everything. And I'd say if anyone out there and you were one that was a public speaker back in school, or one that likes to debate, or someone that has a strong opinion about something, then please send me a message, and because we're looking to get different topics and other debates in the book. So reach out to me and let me know, and we'll get it on the book soon.
Awesome, man. Where can they reach out to you, dude, if they got any questions or comments or on anything you're doing, from physical therapy to wrestling wise, or helping the industry? Well,
yeah. If anyone has any rehab needs, or if you have any character development, if you're a wrestler, or just small business marketing needs, you can reach out at bookthedoctor@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook, Ted McNaylor, or you can follow me on Twitter at Ted the Man Beast.
Awesome, man. We are so fortunate to have you join us, obviously, on this Monday Locker Room as we push everything forward with more veteran voices. And I'm looking forward with Cage Theory to see what other UFC guys might be popping up around here, man. I think that's another thing. We got a lot of new open ground to explore and branch out into. So great work in coming over here and being one of our top veteran voices as we came to 2 Million Beast. I appreciate your friendship and always being there to back me up. And it works both ways, always, dude.
Absolutely. Always.
RBV, a lot of schoolwork going on this week. What's going on? I know you got meetings coming up. I see a lot of synergy. I see a lot of good things in your future, man. If you just keep pushing your boundaries and expanding your limits and saying, yes, I can, to every opportunity that arises for you, dude, I think something big is going to break here for you. What do you got focused up on?
Well, for that delicious of the day, make sure you're keeping up with me, Richard Bronson Vickery, across all social media platforms at The Real RBV. I'd like to remind everyone to tune in tomorrow. That's 7:14 in the afternoon. Not the time, but 7:14 the date. Where I'll be joining my old partner in crime from here in the Monday Locker Room, Michael Jargo, for his show, Destino, a New Japan podcast. We're going to be talking about all that news from news from the other side of the world of professional wrestling. But I wanted to throw a shout out. Good health and good vibes to our brother Big Ray, who's going to be having surgery this week.
Yes, absolutely, to Big Ray, man. And he's positive. He's having a good time, man, and fun. His son is becoming a young man. His family just did some blessings on there. He posted that video, very heartwarming, and you can just see all the love that he's got over there, and that he brings even to shows like the SmackDown review with Colin Wysong, where you got to review
the hardest working duo in the game right now.
Yeah, bro, like they have the toughest show to review. So I appreciate all Big Ray's work because he works that night schedule. He's got his son. He's doing Pro Wrestling Reflection. He's having to watch some of the roughest shows and make great content for you guys here. And just always a great hand on deck and one of our super producers. And we're always thinking of Strangler Steve as he deals with the family stuff that he's got to go deal with, man. Obviously, all of our producers here. I don't want to even run them all down again because I know I'm going to leave somebody out and they'll be heard about it. But you know who you guys are. If you're putting in any hours, labor of love here at Hamin Media Group to push us forward and get these next level opportunities that I've been told happen when you hit the 2 million mark, that seems when they really start to take notice. Well, I'm just super pumped for the next year of what we could do, where we could go, and what we can all accomplish together. And don't think just if you're a listener that you're not part of this, because it wouldn't be happening without you. And if there's a way that you can get in to fit in, then find it and exploit that and become a part of it, because we're here to have your back. As long as everybody's on the up and up, there's nothing that can stop us now. So it's the Monday Locker Room. It's Hacker Hamin. It's RBV. It's Dr. Ted Infidels. It's 2 million downloads. It's Hales Over Strong. HackerHamin.podbean.com. YOLO!